Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
What are the white supremacists doing now? They are doing 4 basic things: racial showcasing, racial population tailoring, racial dislocation, and white sacrificing. And these 4 things are designed to produce maximum sophisticated confusion among the victims, and so far has been somewhat successful.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
Yeah. 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 What's going on, guys? This is Tariq Radio. I am your gracious host. I'm Tariq Nasheed, guys, and it's the late night chop up. We're here. Let everybody know that we're live right now. We're going to have a real good conversation tonight. Thank you for all the people who stayed up to chop it up with me. It's pretty late right now, but it's all great. Retweet this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, let everybody know we're live. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to get right into the game right here on Tariq Radio. Don't you move a muscle.
Listen up, squares. You need to get the legendary book on game, The Art of Mackin', by author Tariq Kingflex818, available on Amazon right now. Can you dig it? This book has been a bestseller for 20 years, Jack, and the New York Times called it a classic. That means it's out of sight. So this book ain't for no lames who ain't trying to learn the game, jive turkeys. So if you're ready to stop slacking in your mackin', get The Art of Mackin' book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now, sucker. Rated PG. That stands for plenty of game, jive chumps.
Tune in to the Amiri Brown Show on YouTube, where they discuss all topics intrinsic to the Black experience, from dating and marriage to race, economics, social issues, and politics. Subscribe to the Amiri Brown Show channel and tune in throughout the week. Make Black America great again or die trying.
Bro, stop playing and start spraying. Leave a op on the ground where you stand. At all costs, yeah, make sure you protect it. Ogun juice, the formula been tested. You can defend yourself. If you find that you need a little help, gotta stay ready, ain't no love in the street. Pepper spray straight to the face, make them get weak. Get it at ogunjuice.com. If they thinking you slipping, then tell them to come get them some. If you packing this, you won't be lacking. A shot to the eye and them problems you having. Maximal strip, hit them haters on ground, so you can feel free when you out in the town. Ogun juice, and don't forget a shirt, man. You gotta stay ready, that evil on alert. Yeah.
Okay.
You are now tuned into the legendary OG. Tariq Nasheed.
I want to apologize to all my friends
On Tariq Radio.
Where is Tariq getting all this cash?
Oh, we're back. Oh, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Glad to have y'all tuning in. I told you the commercial wasn't going to be that long. We're here. We're here. Glad to have y'all tuning in. Shout out to all the overseas fam over here in the chat room on YouTube. We're my family from London. If you're from the UK, you're from overseas in a different time zone. Let me see a peace sign, family. Let me see a peace sign from you. Man, there's a few things we got to get into. Later on in the broadcast, and this is not going to be too long of a broadcast, but we are going to play this clip. DJ Vlad, he kind of threw some shots at me on one of his recent broadcasts he had on DJ Academic, and I guess they might have been talking about me off air or whatever, but yeah, Vlad threw some shots. Oh, Vlad threw him some little old shots. We're going to get into that later on. I'm just waiting on everybody to get in here. So while we're waiting on everybody to get in here, let's get on some other things right now. Did y'all see Stacey Dash? Stacey Dash did a video, a TikTok video, crying about the death of DMX. She just found out that DMX died. How out of touch are you? She found out that DMX died, so she's all crying on TikTok and talking about drug use and how she's, 6 years clean or something like that. It was real weird, but what's real weird about it was she's about 4 or 5 tones lighter. I thought it was a white woman at first. Did y'all see? Let me show y'all that. I'm going to try to play some of it because I don't want to get a copyright strike because there's music in the background. But yeah, Stacey Dash, man, I thought this was a white woman right here. Look at this. When I saw it, I'm like, who is this white woman? And then it was like, oh, it's Stacey Dash. She got her cake soap game on. Now, you know she's non-FBA. She's like Mexican in Barbados or something like that. So this is Stacey Dash talking about the death of DMX. I guess she just found out DMX died. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Okay, y'all. I'm ashamed. I didn't know.
Lord, what is she talking?
I didn't know DMX died. I didn't know.
Okay. So it's like an acting audition. I don't know what she's doing. Hold on. Okay, let me get this together. Hold on. All right. So yeah, it's real weird, man. It's real weird. I really don't even want to go in on her. She's going through some stuff right now. Well, this woman is her mama Mexican? Yeah, she done got hit with that medulla oblongata stuff, man. That's that medulla oblongata. This woman has been on this tragic mulatto thing, and that Latino culture, it does numbers on black people who are attached to that. It does psychological numbers on black folks who's connected with that. This is what it does to you. I just recently, I did No Jumper the other day, and that should be out probably this week, probably next week, and we chopped up some real good games. Shout out to Flacco. Flacco's a solid guy when it comes to me. We chopped up some real good game, and we really tackled that the black and brown thing that's been talked about, and the one-sided strife, because it's really one-sided. There's a lot of anti-black hatred, and I talked about this coming from the Latino community. And we cannot have a black-brown coalition when you have this medulla oblongata mindset that's been happening for centuries over there in the Latino culture, and it's decidedly anti-black, and nobody on that side likes to address that. And this is a product of that right now. This right here, this is what it does to black people psychologically. You see? This is why we're so strong about protecting our culture, because we're not going to have groups of people practice this vile anti-black racism against us and then try to latch on to our culture. This is why we're real big on gatekeeping and taking back foundational black American hip hop, because again, this is our culture. that we created on our own. This conversation has been getting a lot of traction online, and we're going to start the documentary about it, and everybody's shaking in their boots about this documentary because they know this thing is going to really get some straightening going. And family, we are still trying to find a name for this documentary. Y'all know this is going to be a monumental thing. You already know, family, that this documentary about the real origins of hip-hop, this is going to change the entire game. People are copping pleas already. People are shaking in their boots. We're going to straighten out the narrative once and for all. Because for so long, the history of it has been deliberately jumbled. They jumble up the stuff that happened in the 70s. What we hear is that there was a party that Kool Herc threw in 1973. And then there's this dark spot, this blind spot that don't nobody know what happened until 1979. And then Rapper's Delight came out and bam, hip hop went worldwide. And everybody jumbles up what happened between 73 and 79. That story gets all jumbled up and convoluted, and it gets thrown all over the place, and nobody brings clarity to that. We are going to bring clarity to that, ladies and gentlemen, because it's been deliberately jumbled. And if you jumble something up, you can attach any false history to it. That's why they keep talking about, yeah, the black people over here got it from Jamaicans and Latinos helped create it too, which was a lie. And they know that that history in the middle of 73 and 79 is jumbled up. They know it's jumbled up, so people will believe anything because it's so jumbled up. We're going to unstraighten the jumbling, okay? The jumbling is going to be we're straightening all of that out. We're going to have a chronological timeline of who did what. We're clearing all of that up, family. We're going to talk about the unsung foundational Black American heroes that they keep trying to leave out. Disco King Mario, Grandmaster Flowers, Pete DJ Jones, A1 B-Boy Sosa. So many people. I want to hear about the real people who were there during the formation. And these are the people who come out like Trixie, who's one of the original B-Boys, and I played the clip of him. He was like, hey, wasn't no Puerto Ricans around us doing no breaking. Wasn't no Puerto Ricans around us. So I believe them, family. When you talk to these old school cats who are from the Bronx, who were of age, because I don't want to hear nobody talk about, yeah, I'm from the Bronx. How you going to tell me? But damn it, you were 4 years old when they were creating hip hop. You weren't around. You were in diapers. The cats who were around for real, of age, who were going to the parties, they all say the same thing. This was something that we, strictly black people, created. It was no Caribbean influence and definitely wasn't no Puerto Ricans, and I believe them. So people are throwing all types of lies. They're throwing everything out there. They're trying to attach Latino culture to hip hop so many different ways. They're talking about, well, such and such, Joe Conzo, he's Puerto Rican and he took pictures. So what? Taking pictures don't mean you created something. You see, we get into the truth of this thing. Yeah, the Green-Eyed Genie, I'm familiar with him. He's out there, but he knows that brother be having the facts, though. That brother has a lot of the facts straight. So we're on this thing, man. We're going to get this thing cleared up. Now, people want to cop pleas now. Well, why we got to be beefing about all that? Shout out to DJ Star from Star and Buck Wild. He did a broadcast on it the other day, and he was very fair and he was very objective. He had Crazy Legs call up, and he basically gave them enough rope to hang themselves. There was a couple of people, that racist Jen chick called up, and she's just be trolling. She don't know nothing. But Crazy Legs basically admitted that no, they didn't really create nothing. He basically admitted it. Star got that dude to basically admit he didn't really create any breaking, but then he tried to say some stuff like, well, we created moves within breaking, like the certain type of backspins. We did a elbow spin, and no. Star, shout out to him. He did a great interview, getting a lot of that stuff straight in a very objective way. He basically let a lot of them bury themselves with what they were trying to bring to the table. See, family, we have to understand, the whole narrative is to really erase foundational Black Americans away from our culture. That's what this is about at the end of the day. This is to erase us from our culture. That's what all of these people do, these vultures. This is what they do with us when it's something constructive. I've always said this. When we create something constructive, everybody has to vulture off of it. The only thing we get full exclusive credit for are negative things. Just negatory. Then we'll get credit for that. But when it's constructive, everybody has to get credit, or we have to give credit to Africa. Because I notice a lot of these Latino guys who try to push this, well, they helped start hip hop and all that. When we debunk that, when you debunk that, and when we start asking for receipts and they start splaining and backpedaling, they'll go to the, well, you know, at the end of the day, we all African. Family, y'all better shut that down whenever they try that nonsense. Don't let them pull that we all African stuff. That's a con game. Because if we're all African, why are you so hell-bent on using the term Latino to differentiate the different groups? You're the one trying to differentiate. If we were just all black, why the hell are you running around talking about Latino, Latino, Latino? So you're contradicting yourself talking about, well, we all black. Y'all the ones yelling about Latino. You understand? Let's keep it a buck. Because listen, these people know. They understand that they're lying. They know they're lying. They just hope we don't know enough about music to call them out. There was one fool who hopped on Twitter talking about, well, the first person to sing over some hip hop beats was Lisa and Cult Jam. So Latinos are a part of creating certain things, and we had to straighten that dumb fool out. Folks, black people have been singing over hip hop beats from the beginning. Go back to the Planet Patrol. The song Play It At Your Own Risk, 1982. They were singing over Planet Rock. These are some brothers from Boston, black men. There's a sister down in Miami, what's her name, Shannon, who did Let the Music Play. That was a hip-hop dance beat she was singing over. We've been doing that. Go back to 1979, the Funky 4 Plus One More. They were singing and rapping over the record they put out in 1979, Rapping and Rocking the House. They were singing and rapping over it. Even certain rap crews, when they would be at the parties and at the jams, they would do harmony. Cold Crush Brothers, they would harmonize over certain beats. Grandmaster Flash and those guys would sing and harmonize over certain beats. So we've always been doing that. Yeah, Lisa definitely was not the first. Come on now. We've been doing that since the beginning. The Us Girls on Beat Street. Debbie D, Shy Rock, is it Lisa Lee, the other one? They were singing on the Us Girls song. Come on. The Sequence. We're going to funk you right on up. We're going to funk you right on up. Come on, man. With Angie Stone and the Sequence. Come on, dude. We've been doing this. You dig? So this is why we have to know our history, so when folks come around with the BS, we know how to shut it down. We shut that stuff down very quick because, look, we exclusively created that. And not only did we create hip-hop exclusively, we were creating parallel genres. What were the Puerto Ricans or Latinos creating at the time? If they created hip-hop, how come they didn't create any type of other parallel genre? Because they didn't create hip-hop. They had no bearing in the creation of hip-hop in any element. None. That's not an insult. That's just history. Y'all have your own thing. Do you? This is our thing. We don't have to share false history. We don't have to create a false history and share that. No, that's disrespectful. We got to stop this thing. We were creating not only hip-hop at the same time, we had parallel genres. Funk, remember, funk began right before hip-hop, like a small period before. So we had the genre of funk going on around the same time, and hip-hop came out of funk, and also we had disco as a genre going on at the same time. So we had 3 parallel genres going at the same time that we created. That's how thorough we are. You understand? They were complementary genres to each other. You see? And also with hip hop, man, the 6th element of hip hop has always been a certain black consciousness, not a Latino consciousness. You had the Black Spades and you had other people who were getting a lot of the 5%er lessons at that time, because that was a wave around the late 60s, early 70s. There were a lot of people under the tutelage of Clarence 13X, so you had a lot of 5%ers. You had a lot of those cats doing the 52 blocks. That was coming out of the 5%er thing, so that was a big thing. We got to tell all of it, man. We got to tie all this stuff in. We got to tie all this stuff in. There was a black consciousness to it. That was the 6th element. You understand? That whole I'm black and I'm proud vibe. The Black Panthers were still a thing, you know, during the creation of hip hop. So there was a black consciousness thing there. This was all black. Let's not be ashamed of owning up to our culture. We don't have to share it with everybody. You know what? The thing is, why so many artists are not saying anything about this, black artists, as they should be saying something. They don't want to offend people in the dominant society. That's why they're not saying anything about it. Especially a lot of these dudes who, you know, who came out of the 70s and 80s, some of these old school cats, they're not really going to say nothing because, like I said before, they go on these hip hop tours and most of the audience are white and Latino. So they don't want to offend the paying audience. That's how they're eating right now. That's how they're eating right now. They're eating off the white and Latino audiences. So that's why they have to be on this all-inclusive thing. And another thing why they don't want to come out and really tell the truth, because see, a lot of these dudes, let's keep it a buck, a lot of these dudes out there have Puerto Rican baby mamas. These niggas be laying up with them Puerto Rican women. They got kids by these Puerto Rican women. And Hispanic cooch is kryptonite to niggas. To some niggas, man, it is kryptonite to them. If they want to pacify a Negro, give him some Hispanic cooch. Let's keep it a buck. Even out here in LA. That's why a lot of dudes be out here copping pleas with these essays, because a lot of these dudes be out here laying up with these Mexican broads. They got them a little Mexican baby mama somewhere. And plus, especially these hip hop artists out here, they're dependent on these Mexican run radio stations with all of the program directors are Hispanic. And the little jams out here, the radio show jams, most of the audience is Hispanic, so they don't want to rock the boat. We got a bunch of these not wanting to rock the boat niggas out here who will go up and go along with these goofy programs knowing it's not true, but they're just getting their little chump bag out of it. You see? Let's keep it a buck. Dudes are weak for that Spanish cooch, that Hispanic cooch. That's what it is. And y'all better get off that, man, because you shoot yourselves in the foot. You're destroying your own legacy for some Spanish cooch. Hispanic cooch has been kryptonite and a detriment to the Negro mind for the last 800 years. Notice I didn't say 500. I said 800 years. Because this started in Spain with the damn Moors. That's why the Moors got defeated. The Moors, black men over there who had different individual kingdoms in Al-Andalus, which was Moorish Spain. They had all of these little splinter kingdoms and they're fighting each other over these Spanish white women over there, getting all distracted. And while they're fighting each other over the Spanish cooch, the white males had the Reconquista and start getting all of them out of there. That Spanish cooch has been a problem for niggas for 800 years. They get a little Spanish cooch and don't know how to act. And then forget about your legacy, your history. You let the whole kingdom burn down because you getting your pee-pee wet with the Hispanic chicks. Man up and put some Mac bones in your body and control that. I'm not the ding-a-ling police, but damn, nigga, control your mackin' at least. Nigga, put some steroids on your mackin' so that it'll strengthen up and you can stand strong against that cooch getting all in your brain, man. Y'all Negroes know who you are. Up here copping, please. Y'all copping, please, because you got Puerto Rican and Mexican baby mamas. Well, some of them, there's Negroes out here, well, they Hispanics might not have created hip-hop, but they were around, so I grew up with them. Stop, nigga. Stop it. You there? Everybody hit that like